Welcome, everyone, to Notable Approvals. Give me 1 second so I can connect to Instagram, and we will get started. All right. Welcome to Notable Approvals. I am attorney Amanda Shaffer. It has been quite a while since I have done one of these videos, mainly because we've been so busy, not because of a lack of notable approvals. We've had plenty of those that I will hopefully get to sometime soon, but we hopefully have some exciting news coming up in the new year for everyone. But besides that, quick reminder before we get started, don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you are watching. And if you find this video to be helpful, please hit that share button, leave us a comment, let us know what you like. And if you need an immigration attorney, our contact information is scrolling along the bottom of your screen. So today I'm very excited. I just got back from court and had a very big victory, especially in today's current environment. Client is a native and citizen of Mali. She first entered the US in 2008 with a B2 visitor visa. She did not know about asylum or couldn't afford a lawyer to help her file for asylum until 2016. So well after 1 year of her entry, which is the general requirement for asylum to file within 1 year of entering the US. And her asylum application was based on being a victim of female genital mutilation, FGM, or female circumcision. It's also known by, excuse me. So she filed for asylum in 2016, as I said, and she finally had her asylum interview in 2024, so 8 years later. Because she did not file within the 1 year deadline for asylum, she was referred to the immigration court. Last year, I went with her to her master hearing, and then her case was scheduled for today, her trial. So, excuse me, geez. So we went to court today, and I was very relieved that when we got there, the judge always says, I'm going to step out for a moment so the two attorneys can talk. So I spoke with the government attorney, and she agreed that my client did indeed suffer past persecution on account of the FGM that she suffered. And this was as a member of a particular social group. So as a Sonike woman who has undergone FGM. And so she told me, you don't have to go into all of that. You don't have to go into her biographic information. She really just wanted me to get to a few important points. One was to make sure that my client herself has not participated in the traditional FGM practices. So she didn't help or participate in any way. She hadn't, so that wasn't an issue. They wanted to know if she had a daughter, if she would bring her to Mali to get circumcised, which again, that was a no. And they wanted to know her general stance on FGM, if she was for it or against it. And again, easy question, because she was very much against it. And in fact, we had a supplemental statement that we had submitted that she had actually helped her cousins escape Mali when she found out that her uncle was trying to circumcise them because she was so against the practice. And then her uncle threatened to kill her and continues to this day to threaten to kill her if she ever returns. So we also had a claim based on political opinion, as well as the particular social group I already mentioned. And then there was the question of, was there an exception to the 1 year filing deadline? It is very, I've discussed this in previous cases, that it's very rare to be eligible for the 1 year, for an exception to the 1 year filing requirement with asylum. In this case, if when she helped her nieces, she was in the US, So if she she could have possibly had an exception if she filed, was threatened, if she helped them escape, and that led to additional threats, or to the threat she was getting from her uncle, that possibly could have. But unfortunately, she had helped her cousins escape in 2010, so that was 6 years before filing. So there was no exception to the 1-year filing deadline, so we could not get her asylum. But she talked about how she had, we did get into the asylum claim a little, or it's also the withholding claim. We talked about how she had undergone FGM when she was around 9 or 10 years old. It's a traditional practice in her family. All the women have had it done to them. And the good news is now, though, she never has to return. So withholding of removal, for those who are not aware, it is the same application as asylum. When you file for asylum, you're also filing for withholding removal. There are a few main differences. One, the big one, is asylum leads to a green card. So after 1 year from being granted asylum, you are allowed to file for a green card. With withholding of removal, there's no path to a green card that way. And I'll talk about what the plan is with this client in 1 minute. Another big difference is that there is no 1-year filing exception for withholding of no 1-year filing deadline for withholding of removal. I'm sorry, a little rusty. It's been a while. So you can file for that at any time. However, the burden of proof is higher. So instead of proving that, but that it's, what was it, more likely than not? I don't even remember the burden of proof off the top of my head anymore. It's been a little stressful. Let's see what I wrote in my closing argument here. Okay. Right. So for asylum, the burden of proof is preponderance of the evidence. For withholding of removal, it is more likely than not. I just wanted to make sure before I misstated that. So with withholding of removal, she's protected from deportation. They can never send her back to Mali. She can continue to use her work permit and work. And if she needs to renew it, she can. And the plan is that she is married to a permanent resident. He is applying for citizenship now. Once he becomes a U.S. citizen, then he can petition. Well, he can petition for her to get a green card. We can start the petition process now, technically, but she will become an immediate relative when he becomes a U.S. citizen, and then she will be able to file a motion to reopen her case in immigration court and submit her green card application, and she'll be able to get her green card that way. So withholding of removal, although it doesn't lead directly to a green card, there is a lot of, I've done this with a lot of clients that once they're granted, if they are eligible through another way, because she did enter with a visa in her own name, so there's no unlawful entry or anything, then they can adjust their status that way. So I'm very excited for this victory today in court. I haven't had a lot of victories in court because I haven't been in court. They keep moving all my cases, canceling them and rescheduling it. So this was the first individual hearing I've had for a while, and relieved that it went so well and we got our decision right away. And appeal was waived, so decision is final. So that is all for today. I do have a question from someone. I have interviewed for adjustment of status marriage next 2 weeks. Should I take a photo album with original picture of us, even though I will be taking new updated 3 photos PDF style on letter size? Well, Damien, that is a little off topic, but I will quickly answer that for you. It's never can't hurt to take a photo album with the original pictures, especially if when you printed them, it's hard to see the pictures. I always tell clients to bring a photo album, but it is not required for a marriage interview. So thank you for your question. If you have any other questions, or if you need an attorney yourself, like I said, contact information scrolling across the bottom of your screen. And don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you're watching. Hit that like button, share it. If you found this to be helpful or know someone who may, and drop us a comment. Let us know what you think. I will hopefully be back soon, but it's a little crazy around here. So maybe I'll do a catch up on what's been happening this year so far in the near future. Otherwise, thank you all for watching and have a great day.